Hi book besties, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are seeing my face for the first time, hi. My name is Maya and I like to talk about books here on the internet. Welcome to my July non-wrap-up. Yikes. I don't know how we got from me at the start of July. I'm living, I'm thriving, I'm ready to get back into life. Y'all, I'm participating in 3 readathons this month. 2 here. But we'll just kind of discuss because it's random, it's weird, and you may be thinking, if you read 0 books, how could you possibly have a wrap-up? I think I can adequately say that I do, even if I haven't finished any books. How that works, I have no idea, but it's my logic and I'm going with it, okay? Also, let me find a book to put there because that's just gonna distract me. These 2 were distracted me the other day, now it's this. Actually, these 2 distracted me in another video. I did a regular vlog for my lifestyle channel, so you guys didn't see that, but essentially I realized that they looked like they were kissing. Okay, Minsung, you guys are just like really distracting me in the camera. You know what? I love you guys, but I might have to separate. You know what? No, that's better. That's better. They're chopsticks. Can't separate them, but also I don't want it to look like I am purposefully trying to make them kiss because that's pushing it. Okay, listen, I don't care whatever ship they ever have. I am not putting anything onto them. They tell me what's up. And if they decide not to tell me anything, then I'm not going to assume nothing. I may think some things, like initially, my first initial thoughts and reactions. I may think some things, but I keep it to myself and I keep it on lock because guess what? They're human beings and I respect it. It was just distracting to me, so much so that I needed to like rearrange. Let me just fix this issue and we'll be good. Okay, that looks good. Oh, gosh. And then there's another one. Okay. This is good. I'm getting all the books put back. Oh, I want this one because the other one is not as high quality. Oh, look at that. They're in the same series. Lovely. Okay. If you're gonna tell, I'm trying to delay talking about what happened in July because there was a lot of stuff that happened in July. So let me just like explain July and then let me explain the books that I started in July. Okay, that's how we're gonna do this. July, how did we even get here? I would like to say that the month of June was just like the catalyst for everything that is about to happen in July. So on June 1st, literally, I was in California. The following day I came back. I had like a week of just random things, I think. And then after that, I had like a month and a half of sickness. And then I got better. And then after the sickness, I decided, oh, your girl is just gonna like do everything. Announces that I'm gonna be involved in 3 readathons. And that I had ideas for videos surrounding these readathons. Or maybe I didn't say that. Maybe I said it throughout the month. But that I had planned that. Still coming, by the way. To be continued on those. I haven't forgotten about them. I'm still gonna finish them up. There's still gonna be a nod to their readathons. I decided I was gonna do everything there. And then literally 2 days prior to the start of July, I told my mom, I don't mind helping you with your social media stuff. Well, we got into the weeds of her social media stuff, and it wasn't bad. It was just established, but it was established without an end goal or an end purpose. So we started to build a direction, we started to build an idea, we started to do all of the things to get the idea up and off the ground, and it's been working really well. But that has taken a lot of work and effort on the part of myself to go into the weeds and just really, like, you know, do what I'm supposed to do for my job. So I was really focused on that. My work started offering overtime, which is great and fantastic and amazing on its own. But you know, when you start to add other things, that does compile. And for some odd reason that I do know why I did this, I decided I was gonna post 3 times a week last month. That is not happening this month. We are back to a solid 1 video a week. And even if I get bonus videos made and together, 1 video a week, that is the promise. If there are any bonus episodes or videos or whatever we want to call them, that'll just be extra for y'all. And mostly for the sake of my own sanity of, like, I would like to have all of this prior to my TBR for September, because in September, there are some readathons that I want to participate in, some things that I want to do, some secret video ideas that I have planned. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, so I am purposefully being vague. I am so sorry, I know that is annoying. But things are in the works for September, so for the month of August, it's playing catch up, but not really. Just more so like taking it chill, taking it easy, wrapping up last month, you know, talking about this month, showing you guys a little bit of what is going down, doing the reading vlogs that give a nod to the other readathons, because I said I was going to do that, and those videos are actually in the works right now. So, you know, there is going to be extra, more than just the 1 posting a week, but, you know, I'm not promising that, essentially, is what is happening. So I have been working on longer videos for the month of September, actually, now that I know that the magical readathon is in September. I thought it was in August, so I was really just like trying to get those videos together and posting the 3 days a week, and, you know, taking on my mom as a client. And she also had 2 people come up to her and were like, hey, if she wants to work for us, we'd gladly pay her. I haven't answered them yet. Actually, they haven't reached out to me, so I haven't been able to answer, but I think I know what my answer is. But I'm still gonna let them, you know, give me their sales pitch of what they want, because maybe I can still do it and incorporate that into my life now that I'm like pulling back on as much content as I did last month, more for the sake of I had so much that I wanted to talk about that I made videos for, so I just did the 3 postings a week thing. So now that I'm pulling back and not promising that, I think I will be able to dedicate more time and feel like mentally feel like it's fair that I can give other things more time now, because I haven't promised anything for, you know, this platform. And then I also had to do some things for my application for my colleges, because yes, I am going back to college, but I'm also going back to 2 separate colleges, one for a Bible certificate and then one for my creative writing degree. So one is ASU, the other is IBCS, or International Baptist College and Seminary. And you know, International Baptist College and Seminary is the Bible certificate, and then ASU is the creative writing degree. And I only have technically 1 more year before I can get my bachelor's at ASU. I am just gonna like spread it out to like 1 course every term, including the summers, for the foreseeable future until I finally get that stupid piece of paper. Because at this point, it is just a stupid piece of paper to me, okay? I'm sure I'll feel differently once I get through everything, and I'll just be like, oh, that's nice, and now I can actually make money at my job. That'll be really nice. Not that I'm not getting money at my job, like I'm getting like good money at my job for literally only having an associate's, and even prior to that, I was getting good money without even needing an associate's. But, you know, out in the world, if I wanted to switch jobs, I would need that stupid piece of paper saying she committed to 4+ years of education. So, you know, hire her. And it's really, it's a type of thing. Anyway, college, man, what you gonna do? So I was doing some paperwork and other things, phone calls and such, just to make sure I was good for, you know, everywhere I was going and stuff. And I'm still gonna keep my mom as a client. I'm still doing Amazon full time. I am taking on the workload of 2 separate courses. I'm only doing 1 at a time per thing till I get the end thing. And you also have, you know, that's weird. You also have like your own personal things that you're doing, because I do get paid for content creation, not necessarily on YouTube, but you know, for my content. That was a lot, and I kind of freaked out and went into a little bit of a spiral, a little bit of sleep deprivation. I think you guys might have seen some of that. The best laid plans did ultimately fail, but I did try my best to still show up, and not just show up as promised, but like show up as the best that I could. And also within that, I really learned a lot last month about work-life balance and stuff. Well, not work-life, but just like work-work balance, and what I needed to say no to, what I could say yes to. And I think we have a good balance. I think we have a good rhythm, and I'm probably gonna spiral a little bit again once school is added on, because I don't know the amount of work or stress or whatever extra that's gonna happen with that, or just the extra emotions that are gonna be involved in that until I'm in it. And especially when I'm in it and like it's a test, or when I'm in it and it's exams or anything like that. So I don't know, and I can't definitively say we got this, it's not gonna happen again. It's always gonna happen again. When life changes happen, we just kind of roll through it, we work with it, we try to do the best that we can in the moment, and when everything is done, we could be like, okay, what did I learn from it? How can I make it easier for next time? So yeah, I mean, I have had this before. Thankfully, the spiral wasn't so huge. It wasn't life-altering or life-ending, and I was able to do everything and get everything done relatively. And now I can start incorporating back in again the hobbies of it all, which is reading, because this is a hobby for me, and it is something that I enjoy, much like filming and editing and doing all of the content things. This is fun for me, you know? So it's not like it's a big deal. It's not like it's a stress thing, but it is I promised to do something, I committed to it, and I do that purposefully because I need to commit, otherwise I won't do it. So I need to commit, I need to make a schedule, I need to put it on the to-do list, and it's not because it's a chore for me, it's because if I don't put it on the list, I forget it exists. So that's kind of what happened. So let me tell you guys about some of the books that were started and subsequently not finished. The first book that I started last month was The Memory Box by, I have to read it off the book, I am so sorry, Eva Lesko Natiello or Natiello. This is a book that, oh my goodness, it actually gripped me so well, and I'm coming to find out about books and about reading, just as an aside, and this is for all of the books that I started. And specifically the last book that you guys are gonna see, because that is it's almost like, how did you not finish that? I'm telling you right now. I have learned about myself that if I like a book, if I like the world, if I like the characters, I am not going to want the book to end, regardless of if it's in a series. I'm not gonna want it to end. I'm gonna want to take time with it and absorb it and just really stay in the world, because it's such a good experience, so I don't want to move on. So that's partly why I didn't finish this book, but this book is all about a woman that we are following that is kind of richy rich and kind of like lives in the suburbs, lives this high life, has like the perfect looking life. And this is already a setup for failure, right? Because, you know, the second that we hear, oh, they had this perfect life, it's like, fake, 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 fake. Nothing is perfect. That is fake. You can have a good life, but it's not gonna be perfect. So when people describe you as picture perfect, you know something is up. We are following along this lady that has a picture perfect life. She has 2 daughters. She has a wonderful, amazing husband. She has this amazing life. Well, as she is starting out her day, she realizes something is missing from her setup, and she always has her stuff immaculate. Cannot relate. She has her desk set up in just like the perfect way for her to start her day and start her work. So she realizes this thing is missing. It's a calendar. She like frantically looks around trying to find this calendar. Come to find out, she does indeed actually find it, but it just throws her off. Then she goes to get her kids, to pick up her kids from school. And apparently, all of the ladies in the neighborhood are so bored, truly, that they are starting to Google everyone that lives in their neighborhood, in their town. Which, by the way, never Google yourself. My goodness, don't ever Google yourself. You don't want to do that to yourself. Just don't. I don't care how bored you are. Stare at a wall before you go and look yourself up on Google. Apparently these women are looking up everyone on Google, and they actually looked her up, her name now, not her maiden name. And they're just like, wow, you're just like, there's nothing about you. There's nothing juicy. There's no gossip. You're just like this goody two shoes or whatever. And she's okay with that to an extent, but then also she's like, is there really nothing, special about me that could be there for, the world to see? So she's kind of having these mixed emotions about it, and so she's trying to stay away from the gossips, and her friend are just like rolling their eyes in the corner, so over it. Another lady comes up with her kids, and she's also seemingly one of those real ones, and they're all just kind of like interacting and talking. One of the ladies leave, and then her and her friend are interacting, waiting for their kids who also happen to be friends. Well, amidst all of that, we get the interaction with the rich, gossipy women of the town who just cannot give anyone a break, honestly. And so, she's watching this interaction, and she's thinking about, them Googling people, and she's got it in her head that she really just wants to find out, what does Google say about her as her maiden name? Because prior to her husband, she had a life, she had a family, she had a sister. Pin in that. What does Google have to say about that? Well, she goes back home. Her kids start playing. She starts doing her daily chores and errands around the house. And, sorry, not errands. Errands implies that she's going out of the house. She does her daily chores around the house. And she's like, you know what, I'm going to look it up. So she looks it up. Lo and behold, her name is associated with her death, apparently. And then she looks further into it, and she's like, wait, no. That's my sister's death. And then she's like, wait a minute, but I just talked to her on the phone. And then she starts kind of spiraling, and it's like, well, when did I last talk to her on the phone? Come to find out, with further research and calling her sister's house and getting a man on the phone, and not her sister, a man who does not know her sister at all, and a quick call to her sister's old college, come to find out, oh, she passed. Oh, what? I thought I called her. Hangs up. What do you know? Her sister had passed. And now she is spiraling because she doesn't know what is happening anymore. Like, she literally thought she just called her. Not even a couple months ago. Was it months? Maybe a year. Maybe longer. Actually, when was the last time I talked to her on the phone? Interesting. That's where we left off in this book. But essentially, there is a secret. We find this out in the back of the book, so this is not spoilery, but there is a secret to her sister's past that may be tied to her, and it could be life-altering, maybe potentially illegal, because I did read to that point, But again, I'm not spoiling anything, but could potentially be very illegal or very concerning, depending on what angle this author goes with. So this is where we are with this book. And I started reading this for the real Summerween because I just did participate in Summerween. And then the following week I recreated it because I really wanted to vlog that week, but I just didn't have the time or anything. And I was less in a spiral the following week. So I was like, okay, let's vlog it. Let's recreate Summerween. I didn't even read this book for that, but this was for the original Summerween. And that was very humbling because I did get every single day for the Instagram challenges. And this was the only book that was featured all throughout because this was the only book that I read. But the next book that I actually did pick up for the Recreating Summerween vlog was 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson. And this one, this is the last written book that I know of in a series of books, technically a standalone, but within the series, if you call all of it the overarching series of Truly Devious. Essentially, the first 3 were all about one case in particular at Ellingham Academy, and that was their first year there. I just said trilogy, meanwhile I almost said third. Meanwhile, the 4th book is its own standalone, but still with the same cast of characters. This time it's summer, and they are solving a murder case in the woods. Yeah, not creepy at all whatsoever. Actually, Ellingham Academy is also in the woods, so, it's fine. Then, in this book, they're starting off their 2nd year, but Stevie has a boyfriend from the initial trilogy. I can't even really pinpoint when they actually got together because they officially got together so much later than they were actually together. It's a time and a thing. They're teenagers. It's confusing. So are their love lives. I'm confused by my own love life, so I really can't, make sense of anyone else's. So, anywho, her boyfriend is now in London because I think he's college age now. He graduated. Yeah, he's college age. He's kind of out doing his thing, kind of getting his life together, figuring out who he is as a man, and that's awesome. And Stevie is back in America and not knowing who she is anymore because everything that she wanted to do, she already did. So it's like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing here? I did what I said I was going to do. What am I supposed to do? And everyone around her is just kind of finding themselves in their college applications. Like, they're all in college application mode, sending stuff out, trying to figure out their lives. And she's just kind of lost and alone and confused. And even the person that she thought would be able to help her, her best friend, my boyfriend, husband, son, don't think too hard on that, Nate, is also just kind of along with everybody and just kind of in crunch mode, getting things together. So she's kind of just feeling lost and alone and lonely because, she has a boyfriend who is not within walking distance anymore. So one night he drunkenly calls her up and is like, hey, so I really just want to see you. I miss you. I want you to be in my space. So I kind of pulled some strings. I can speak English. I kind of pulled some strings legally this time. And I got you to come over for a program, an overseas program, if you will, for Ellingham. And because I know that you're going to want to bring your friends and they're going to want to come too, I pulled some strings for them too. So just get the okay and come on over here. She got the okay. Actually pretty easily, not gonna lie. I mean, they made it a little bit believable with the school, but the parents were pretty chill. Honestly, I'm kind of shocked. Listen, my mom would take more convincing than any school. Okay, she'd be like, okay, we're rewatching Taken. We're getting you a map. You are getting a location monitor. I'm gonna be on it as well. You're going to have a curfew, and or you're gonna like have people that you are talking to. You're gonna give me a list of people that you trust when you get there, and they're gonna be the emergency contact. Okay, you're gonna know all of the train stops, bus stations, any other sort of transportation. You're gonna know basic locations so that if you get lost and you need help, you can call someone and you can go there, or you can just use the locations and by mind memory kind of traverse back to where you need to go to. Also, this is the schedule of everything. This is how long this route approximately takes. Like, she would be on it. Okay, listen, when I travel, I do nothing. Like, I would not be the person that you would ask about travel information. I am well traveled. I don't have the travel information. I literally am just like, okay, mom, where are we going? You know, I just like, here's all of the cash that you need. Go wild with this budget. Okay, so fairly easy. Got the permission. Goes across to London. Now, what these books always do is there is always a crime in the past. And so we are getting the multi-timelined events that are happening. And what I love about these books is that the reader, us, gets more than the characters do for the most part at the start. So like, we know more and we can start to kind of formulate some theories and have more information than our main characters do. They do eventually get there and catch up with us, but we get more of the information to kind of start formulating our theories and to kind of like be prepared for when things happen and be like, yes, I got this right. Ooh, I was wrong there. That type of a thing. So I love that style of writing here, and just so great, so amazing. Love the cast of characters, obviously. So much. Like, just so relatable, so fun, so charming, so endearing. You don't really hate any of our main group of characters. Like, for a lot of books, not gonna lie, of course, a lot of side characters always get my attention more than the main characters, but in this, like, all main characters and all side main characters, and even pretty much a lot of side characters are characters that you're rooting for, that you find charming, endearing, want to see succeed. The ones that you don't are literally ones that you do not want to succeed. There is a reason, there is an explanation, there is a story, and it feels like all characters are fleshed out in some way, shape, form, or capacity. Otherwise, you do not see them in the world. They are probably existing in the ether, but they are not in your world, they are not in your purview, you do not know. And I greatly appreciate that of her writing, to be honest. So yes, we got to this book, did not finish it. I think I'm 90-ish pages in, so yeah, very excited to continue this. And this will also be featured in kind of a recreation of the tarot readathon, wherein I am going to have, I think, 3 books, maybe potentially more, but honestly I am not going to promise that, but at least 3 books where I have pulled a tarot card digitally and have used the prompt, gotten a book to correspond with said prompt, and we're going to read those books. So this is going to be featured there. Last but certainly not least, because my phone is yelling at me for low storage, Nancy Drew Diaries, Once Upon a Thriller by Caroline Keene. You will be seeing this in another reading vlog, I do think. So stay tuned for that as well. I am having such a good time, but yeah, I started it and didn't finish it last month, but I already have this month, so be prepared for a review. That is the life stuff. That is the books that I have started, and my phone is yelling at me for low storage, so I'm gonna very, very quickly do this outro. Thank you guys so much for watching and for taking the time out of your day to do so. All of everything will be linked in the description box down below, as well as all of my socials. So if you guys want to follow me on any other platforms, you can there. And as always, thank you guys so much for being the absolute best bookish bestie that ever was, is, or ever will be. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!